welcome all my viewers to the show. Today, in the Influencer Talks, we have one of the finest academicians in India who has been associated and involved with many national and international developmental and educational programs. It's a pleasure to welcome Professor Dr. Ripu Ranjan Sinha. Welcome, Mr. Sinha. How are you this evening?
Thank you, sir.
Professor Sinha, my first question would be that you have been a strong follower and promoter of ICT.
Yeah.
In last 10 months of disruption due to the pandemic, how has it impacted ICT in India and at a global level?
First of all, I would like to thanks to all concerned members of the Influencer Talk. I'm happy to share that due to COVID, we worked too hard in the direction of global innovation, peace and sustainable development. As a promoter of global innovation, peace and sustainable development, President Innovation Society of India, India-Africa Knowledge Consortium, Asia-Africa Development Council, Council for Sustainable Peace and Development, World Academy of Informatics and Management Sciences, Professor of Informatics and Management Sciences, and Pro-Chancellor of the Asia Pro-Chancellor Asia of Commonwealth Vocational University, Kingdom of Tonga. Definitely, we are marching towards national progression in line with the innovative country and developed nation status. Thanks to the Influencer Talk team and especially Atul Mathur Saab and his team for the marvelous initiation in the line of the global innovation, peace and sustainable development. So congratulations to Mathur sir for the marvelous initiative toward the achieve and in line with the developed nation status of the India. So thank you for the invitation. Now, as per the question concerned regarding COVID-19, in the ICT, COVID-19 has impacted all the industry, not only IT industry. And in the long run, ICT will find itself standing. So here, what's keeping afloat? COVID-19 has impacted a large number of countries, and it's turning out to even worse than the critical economics, strategic and political clash happening around the world. The outbreak has and still is impact all industry, including the information and communication technology sectors. Tech giant have hit the pause button on marketing operation, cancel essential event and conferences, mostly notable the Mobile World Congress and the announced financial result. Market expectation is less, especially in the case of US, United States tech grant, Microsoft lowered its revenue estimate in the quarter ended March due to impact of epidemic with lower scale of the Windows software and Surface devices. Apple have also had last month said it is revenue for the quarter is to be below forecast. Allowed demand seem to be in line with the expectations. The supply chain is returning to normal operation at lower and slower pace than anticipated. As per the international law firm Baker McGee, the crisis has fostered corporate introspections and the need for the business to re-evaluate near-term and long-term supply chain, resource development and deployment and liquidity in the face of what is look like looming global recession. In other words, business are tightening their belt and being careful with their spending, just like the rest of us. As per the International Data Corporation, growth in the global IT spending expected to reduce 3.3 to 4% by the end of 2020. It is going on. Considering Pacific scenario due to COVID-19 pandemic. While the major impact is expected, impacts on the coronavirus boundary of Asia. However, the intelligence of collaborative application and cloud service see a positive impact followed by technologies such as security,
Right.
big data, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, where the impact relatively small.
Right.
Even through the business are grappling with the current losses in the long term, the ICT industry might be one of the few still standing and in many aspects stronger than before. But it
Right.
will not play selling for all business in the market. The strain on the infrastructure network,
G.
contractions in the consumer spending, disruption to supply chain,
Right.
reduced availability of the component, and all around financial impact of the coronavirus are likely its tolls in the short terms. Especially in nutshell,
Yeah.
before we see the potential rebound of the pandemic has slowed,
Yeah.
we might see some sort short-term implication also. There will be a retrenchment and reattachment in the outlook, reduced investment in modernization as survival instinct trump the drive to prosperity.
All right.
So definitely we are marching toward the national growth, national progression. And today, IT is acting just like the digital democracy for the all the aspect of the industry. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
My question is, when you see the short term or medium term, what is the time frame you see that the things will be reviving back?
As per the time scale, so a time scale concerned, the world has never been interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And this health crisis is affecting whole world.
Right.
The ICT industry is already losing a lots of income opportunity,
Yeah.
and it is still uncertain when the situation will continue. Amidst the uncertain scenario, many technologies area will be key focus and keep emerging as the clear winners,
Right.
especially artificial intelligence and business analytics.
Yeah.
So through the various with the various initiative and various apps with the organization promoting working remotely,
Mm-hmm.
where is only an exponential rise in the video calls, phone calls,
Yeah.
as an increasing number of people are organizing meeting via apps or collaborative platforms.
Absolutely.
Digital media and over the top content player are briefing the while virtual private networks, cyber security and data security. So in the cases of a timeline chart concern, we must understand fact and figure. We can't exactly, situation is already different through the national and international progressions.
Right.
Even lots of international travels and initiation is already closed.
Yes.
Even travel industry is about to die. So the thing is that if we are expecting at least mid to 2021 is the timeline to
Yeah.
achieve at the mid level of this timeline impacts.
Right. There is a question about the operational part of the thing, whether it is in education or it is the working sector, IT. As you rightly said, the work from home is uh, picking up. It has, as of today, we say it is compulsion, but I think in the long run or medium term, it is going to stay. So how do you see on the education side that online classes are picking up? So how does it impact the overall development of a child? I'm talking about K-12 level.
Actually, as per the below K-12 level, at this moment, the education scenario, if you want to see that,
Yeah.
when we prepare this policy about the education policy, we have already initiated. Because education industry is totally different.
G.
And education is totally different. We have already separated all the things. Industry is totally different things, and education is totally different things. I'm going to share some things about right now.
Yeah.
My daughter is studying in the class 6. Okay. She told me
Yeah.
when she was in pandemic, She learned lots of innovative things, lots of innovative things.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now she is going to challenge their teachers that their learning capability.
Yeah.
Okay. So as per the impact of this education industry, definitely all education industry need to re-emphasize on all the syllabus,
Right.
course content, and digital. Because today India is not India just like the 1950s. Okay, today India is 2020,
Yeah.
and we are marching toward the global innovation, peace and development. Today India is totally different. Okay, we are young, we are dynamic, we
Yeah.
are the influential, we are the focus, we are the learned,
Right.
and we are the very devoted towards our goals and achievements.
Right.
Okay, especially K12s, that is a progressive mind peoples. Okay, all development and initiation initiate from this age level peoples.
Right.
Okay, as per the scientific research statement says, the overall growth of mind of the peoples, okay, below the 15 years of the age.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
the thing is that our all forthcoming human resource comes in this background. Okay, and due to COVID, we are able to see all innovation, all creativity,
Yeah.
what we are not able to see during the classroom teaching. Okay, so we must means I am going to share, because I am the professor and the vice chancellor of pro vice chancellor of the university.
Yeah.
So I'm able to see I am through this through your platform. I
Yeah.
like to share, and I like to urge to the all the knowledge enabler, just remind and just rethink about the board of study of the university and college,
Right.
and remind and restructure their syllabus,
Right.
because today India want innovation, and we need to create a practical approach of learning.
Right.
Okay, today India want a peace, sustainable development, because he want to grow and contribute national income equivalently as a human resource of the India. Okay, so the thing is that due to pandemic, we learned lots, and our child, especially for K2 level child,
Yeah.
are learning too fast. Okay, too fast. Not I have already shared with them all information to my colleague also regarding this type of things is totally different,
Yeah.
and the things we need to face this challenge also.
Right.
So all K2 level of education provider need to rethink, restructure as per the current demand of the society, not as per the prospective demand of the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Right.
Okay, because we are in the line of the global innovation, we are marching toward the global innovation, and our child is the forthcoming human resource of the government of India and the rest of the world.
Right.
Okay.
So, how do you feel that the current 2020 education policy caters to what you are saying, that the education standard has to be raised? So, does it cater to what you say?
Yeah, definitely. If we are talking about the current status of the 2020 education policy,
Yeah.
okay. So the thing is that we are talking about the National Education Policy 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, it is released by the recently month May.
Right.
But no question is that try to understand their background of the education policy first. Okay, especially national education policy is a comprehensive framework to guide the development of education in the country. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
we want to create resource for the national progression,
Yeah.
or we want to create the resource as a servant, as a service, or as a only supporting staff. Okay,
Yeah.
so in the need for policy, if we are talking about the government of India, the need of policy was felt in the 1964,
when Congress MP Siddeshwar Prasad
Ji.
criticized the then government, criticized at the then government 1964
Yeah.
for the lacking a vision and philosophy for the education. Actually, the statement is created under the guidelines and the criticism statement by the Siddeshwar Prasad, that the Congress MP under 1964.
Right.
Okay. So government is lacking for the vision philosophy for the education. Same year, 1964, 17 members education commission headed by UGC chairperson T.S. Kothari. Okay, was constituted a draft a national and coordinate policy on the education. Based on suggestion of this commission,
Yeah.
parliamentary passed the first education policy in 1968. Okay.
Right.
So the new education policy usually come along with a few decades. India has three to date. First come in the 1968 and
Yeah.
second is 1986 under the Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi respectively.
Right.
The new education policy in the 1986 was revised in 1992
Right.
when P.V. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
The third is the national education policy we are using in 2020. Okay. So in the cases of the Prime Minister, under the directive of Prime Minister,
Yeah.
very big decision taken for the creation of the people's mind as a innovate India,
Yeah.
develop India, sustain India,
Mhm.
to contribute maximum contribution as a national resource or forthcoming resource for the government of India. So especially the national education policy proposed spanning change, including opening of the Indian higher education to the foreign university,
Right.
disseminating the UGC and All India Council for Technical Education.
Right.
Introduction of the 4-year multidiscipline undergraduate program with multiple exit options and discontinue of the MPhil programs.
Right.
Okay. So especially in the case of school education, the policy focus on overhauling the curriculum,
Right.
easier board exam, a reduction in the syllabus to retain core essential and trust experimental learning and critical thinking capability in our forthcoming human resource mind.
Right.
Okay, the significant six from the 1986 policy, which pushed to 10+2 structure of the school education,
Yeah.
the new national education pitch for the 5+3+3+4. Okay, designed corresponding to the age group of 3 to 8 years, that is a foundational age stage,
Yeah.
8 to 11 years as a preparatory stage, 11 to 14 years as the middle age, and 14 to 18 years is the secondary age.
Yeah.
Okay. The bring early childhood education, also known as the preschool education for the children of the age to 3 to 5 years, under the ambit of
Yeah.
this policy. Okay. So in this case, this education policy is a very operative in the nature of our forthcoming agenda of the Innovate India, Sustain India, and Develop India. So definitely that will be the very impact and very powerful
Ji.
in education policy for the creation of the human resource, forthcoming human resource of the nation.
All right. Sir, my next question would be about artificial intelligence. Because a lot is being said, lot is required to be done in artificial intelligence. India is growing. A lot of activities are now based on artificial intelligence. So how do you see the India's growth in this sector of artificial intelligence? And how do you see it after, say, in middle term, 3 to 5 years, compared to the rest of the world? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you are talking about the artificial intelligence and business analytics.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that artificial intelligence as a technology, I'm a computer science doctorate also.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a artificial and analytics concerned, it is a crucial role for the forthcoming human resource development
Yeah.
and forthcoming business houses development also. Okay.
Right. Right.
So revenue and business community framing some of the massive to remote work due to pandemic might be temporary.
Right. Okay.
Much to remote work due to pandemic might be temporary.
Yeah.
Much of it perceived as a business provision for the long term, flexible work arrangement and demand staff models, it is going to common. Especially of the artificial intelligence is no silver bullet for implementing a new way of working,
Mm-hmm.
but it can play an important role.
Important.
It can help company better simulate live work environment,
Yeah.
use predictive analytics for the precisely forecasting
Yeah.
sales and operational cost, such as staffing needs
All right.
and supply disruption, and create on-demand staff.
Right. Right.
Data-driven strategy can help to effectively address uncertainty by creating a scenario-based analysis using key variables while updating the model dynamically as the new data comes in.
Right. Right.
Network and operational analytics are also one of the big things, that is AI or ML, that is machine learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So AI and machine learning based analytics can provide automated anomalies detection at the scale
Yeah.
as traffic increase and network checkup, understanding spikes and breakdowns in scale, automated manner will be critical. So definitely AI and analytics help track these anomalies much more efficiently and accurately than manually looking at the system issues.
Absolutely.
Another one area is also there, that is a collaboration service leveraging artificial intelligence in two areas.
Right.
So communication and collaboration platform have already seen an explosion raise in the voice and video calls. Using voice-based artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
video conferencing, user can start, join or end a meeting. Voice to text transactions and other artificial intelligence features can take meeting notes during video meetings,
Right.
leaving individuals and their teams free to concentrate on what being said as shown,
Yeah.
boosting efficiency and collaboration.
Right.
So artificial intelligence and ML based technology will get smarter and more accurate as more people will use it. With many technological events and summit become virtual today. Okay, this may be see an increase in demand of AI and machine learning and give the lots of data towards the decision making, lead to business analytics.
Right.
So another important area lead with the artificial intelligence and machine learning concern, digitization and automation.
Yeah.
So the current crisis is an excellent accelerator at digitization for both consumer and businesses. Actually, during the crisis and its aftermath,
Yeah.
winning company will reinvent themselves by the putting data and artificial intelligence in the core of their organization.
Right.
They can leverage AI and artificial analytics on two major fronts. Okay.
Yeah.
Drive it by internal needs as a new challenge, opportunity, and use cases emerge. Driven by the systematic shift in the consumer behavior in what will be a new reality. Okay, so in this field, especially as per the drive by the internal needs, where artificial intelligence and analytics will play a crucial role
Yeah.
in revenue and business continuing planning.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, especially in the digital decision making.
Yeah.
Network and operational analytics. Okay. And third, collaboration service leveraging artificial intelligence.
Right.
And digitization and automation is also very important field in this area.
Yeah.
And last but not least, augmented data management and its integration is widely used
Yeah.
by the business enabler, knowledge enabler in the field of decision making and business analytics.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So key area driven by shift in the consumer behaviors where artificial intelligence and analytics can play a crucial role for the new consumption patterns,
Right.
new consumption patterns,
Ji.
customer experience optimization,
Ji.
and last mile fulfillment also. Okay.
Okay.
So in nutshell, artificial intelligence and analytics will be a must in enabling ICT business
Right.
to thrive and seize competitive advantage
Right.
in this new environments occurred due to COVID-19.
Right.
Artificial intelligence capability will be enormously valuable
Mhm.
as business confront and adopt to a new reality
Ji.
of the current crisis and aftermaths.
All right.
So definitely artificial intelligence is the pivotal role for the decision making and decision making and business analytics, and it must be utilized by the forthcoming human resource for the overall growth through the education, research, consultancy, and development of this entire world.
Right.
Okay.
Ji. Professor Sinha, I just wanted to check. There are certain organizations which you have promoted, like India at 75. What is all about India at 75?
As per the India at 75 concern, that is a Sustainability Development Growth Index. Okay.
All right.
Sustainability Development Growth Index is the initiation by the Niti Aayog. Okay.
Right.
Niti Aayog is intended and enforced by the United Nations
Yeah.
to do action activity in line with United Nations Sustainable Agenda 2030.
Right.
That is Sustainable Development Growth Index.
Ji.
Under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister
Ji.
and Amitabh Kant, he is the CEO of the Niti Aayog.
Yeah.
They prepare very, very strategic agenda for the Sustainability Growth Index, which is going to implement by the Government of India in line with to achieve Sustainable Development Agenda by the United Nations.
Yeah.
That is a very holistic development plan by the government, by the United Nations
Ji.
under the Secretary General's directives
Ji.
of the that is Antonio Guterres.
Ji.
They prepared all strategic guidelines regarding the solution of the global problem which we are facing
Ji. Ji.
today due to malpractice in the institutional practices,
Ji.
institutional guidelines, and malpractice in the policy which we have and which we are implementing
Ji.
behalf of knowledge enabler or implementer. This is the very, very holistic plan in related with the global problem through the innovation, industry, infrastructure development.
Yeah.
Means the sustainability development agenda concerned is the 17 goals. Okay.
Okay.
For your kind informations, we are from the Asia Africa Development Council and Council for Sustainable Peace and Development.
Right.
We are want to support United Nations Sustainable Development Agenda 2030. Okay.
Right.
That's why we created two basic agenda regarding the Asia Africa development, that is the sustainability for peace and development.
Ji.
Okay. And second is the trade promotion by the India Africa Knowledge Consortium. Okay.
Okay.
And another thing is that the patron of the Asia Africa Development Council is Professor General James Wani Iga. He is the Vice President of Republic of South Sudan. Okay.
Right. Right.
And I am a development consultant of Republic of South Sudan too.
That's right.
Okay.
Ji.
So what are the strategy? Because Professor James Wani Iga is more concerned about the development of their country also. Okay.
Ji.
South Sudan is the independent country by the Sudan in the 2011. Okay, that is a 9-year-old country.
Right, right.
But they have lots of natural resources and lots of interrelated natural resources as well the physical infrastructure also.
All right.
Okay,
Ji.
but they don't have exposure like us. Means we have a lots of media concern and media linkage,
Right.
but they don't have exposure and they are landlocked country.
Yeah.
South Sudan is a landlocked country.
Yeah.
Means what are the product and services they have? They are unable to sell directly to the nation. Okay,
Yeah.
they go through the directly to the USA,
Yeah.
directly to the UAE, directly to the China, directly to the United Kingdom. Okay,
All right.
so Professor James Wani Igga is also concerned about this sustainable agenda,
All right.
and he is one of the fellow of this sustainable development agenda. So
Okay.
we are talking about the sustainable growth index of the India and Indian
Right.
government.
Yeah.
Definitely, with this holistic development approach and agenda,
Ji.
if we will implement strategically, okay, means on a paper agenda and on an execution agenda,
Right.
means we should not difference between the Kathni and Karni. Okay,
Ji.
the thing is that what we are going to say, we have to adopt and we have to implement strategically.
Ji.
Definitely, or India will be part of the developed nation shortly. Okay, through this India at 75 growth index agenda by the government of India,
Yeah.
which is executed and implemented and drafted in 18 December 2018. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, sir, now another thing you just mentioned that about the African Union, I also asked you the question. You are very closely associated with the African continent. And here I
Yeah.
see that you have African Union Development Agenda for 2063. What is that
Actually,
all
the
about?
thing is the four basic agenda is there. Number one,
Yeah.
we are promoted of the African Union Agenda 2063. That is a holistic development plan
All right.
prepared by African Union. Okay,
Okay.
for the overall development of the entire African 54 country that is linked with the African Union agenda.
All
Means
right.
here in India, we have implemented the policy in 2018
Yeah.
for the sustainable development and growth index.
All right.
But African country have a lot of mineral resources.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and lots of things, lots of mineral resources, and lots of opportunity are also there.
Right.
And we as an Indian, we Indian because we are the young and we are the very experienced.
Ji.
Okay, the thing is that we are crossing 75 years. Okay, we are approaching to the 75 years of the independence.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are mature enough to understand all fact and figure of the country, their policy, their practices, and their implementation strategy in line with the overall development, because we have crossed the stage of the stagnation period to the national development process and progression period. Okay, so other side African Union and African countries also facing lots of problem related with the infrastructure development, related with education policy. They are suffering for the poverty. They are suffering for the food crisis.
Right.
Means lots of other foodie elements is also there.
Yeah.
So we through the council, we are just supporting their trade and promotional policy
Okay.
for the in line with the African Union agenda guidelines.
Right.
And second, Uganda Development Agenda 2040 are also. Okay, because my associate is also seated in the Uganda, and they are working that is the Adam Byanja. He is the son of the Amma Abaji. Okay.
Okay.
He is the son of Amma Awaji. He is the core member of the Asia Africa Development Council also. Okay.
Okay, all right, all right.
So they are constantly working for the overall development of the Uganda, because Uganda is a very mature country.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year in the same day, we were meeting in the New Delhi at the Hotel Hyatt
Right.
for this purpose of Uganda development agenda, because they have lots of resources related with the coffee, related with the IT infrastructure.
Yeah.
Because today we have implemented the policy about the e-court mechanism, okay, online court mechanism.
All right.
But Uganda is also already implementing this policy effectively.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
So the thing is that we can't say that a small country is not working too hard. They are working too hard
Yeah.
with ethics and policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
So and next important thing is that especially the 54 country of the African Union,
Yeah.
they are trying to grow in line with the overall development of the country under the preview of the United Nations Sustainable Agenda 2030.
Right.
Okay, but they have started shortly all the policy, so they have fixed the agenda up to 2063. They will be in line with the developed nation. Okay,
Yeah.
so we are just supporting their policy for the betterment of global humankind and mankind development,
Yeah.
and in support of human and humanities through the global innovation, peace, and sustainable development.
Right. That's great. Thank you, Professor Sinha. I thank you really very much for your time you spent with us. And our
Okay.
talks, your inputs have been very important. I think many people will gain out of it. So
Yeah.
thank you.
So thank you, Mathu Saab, again.
Thank you, sir.
Again, thanks to all concerned member of Influencer Talk.